Wrestlemania Radio Row, and Ryback is in front of me. Ryback, you have a very intimidating aura about you. You really you really scare me.
No, I get that a lot, believe it or not. So.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
Apologize for the voice. It's from Scream and Feed Me More 5 nights a week. So it's.
I just assumed that was your voice.
A lot of people do. It actually fits with everything, so it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But,
Feed Me More. It's amazing. How did it feel when, quick too, you come out, you start doing this Ryback thing? Because you started, and you were called Skip Sheffield.
Yeah.
And you were in the Nexus angle, and you were kind of nondescript big dude.
Yeah.
And then you disappear. I guess you were injured?
Yeah, huge injury out a year and a half. So,
what was your injury?
I broke my ankle in 3 places in a tag match in Hawaii against the Hart Dynasty. I was tagging with David Otunga. We were just talking about this over there. Took a drop kick. Pretty much, long story short, I got my boots, new boots, and they were made too narrow, so my foot was very unstable. Took a drop kick and tore my ankle out in 3 places.
So those boots are not just for fashion.
No, they need to be exactly, precisely measured, and I messed up on my measurements a little bit. Now we got it fixed, thank God. But I popped up, I broke it in 3 places, and finished the match running with my ankle dangling, and Spiral broke my leg all the way up below my knee.
Wow. So like when a icicle breaks or something, and it just goes all the way up.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I didn't even know that. Oh.
Because I broke my ankle initially in 3 places, and then with every step that I was taking, finishing the match, it just kept breaking up further and further.
Wow.
And then,
could you feel that?
Yeah, it was horrible. It was.
And like the pain, it just started getting higher and
higher. Higher, yeah. It was unbelievable. My ankle literally was. I don't even know how I ran on it because it was like twisted and
just crushed up and stuff.
Not good.
Oof.
So. Doctor though botched the entire surgery, and
he did.
Yeah, unfortunately, but it's actually been a blessing in disguise. And
dude, if a guy your size is under for surgery, and you're just like a weaselly doctor, you better make sure you get it right.
Yeah, exactly. And
plus, all your parts are so big, you'd think it'd be easy.
This guy sucked.
He did.
Yeah, and he put metal through all my nerves. I lost function of my foot, and I couldn't walk. I was, I had 2 surgeries. I was out a year.
And you were a rookie.
Yeah.
So it's like you're sitting there. Am I going to get another shot at all?
And that's I am very thankful for WWE. They stuck by my side, and I was on TV very briefly, but we were going on pretty much potential, and we knew what we had, but was I going to be able to have a chance to come back and do it was a whole other question. And they took the metal out of my leg. A 3rd surgery. I was told by 3 doctors I would never wrestle again. I could barely walk, and I was. I was literally just staying positive, and I got into doing meditation and trying to make the best of this thing. And I knew deep down.
Meditation?
Yeah, like I just am like an hour every day. I'm just controlling my thoughts and telling myself my nerves were going to grow back. And
wow.
Because that was to that point of doing 6 hours of rehab a day. Just what else do I do?
Do you think that helped?
I believe it helped tremendously. I to this day still do it. Like Sunday, I'm not even remotely nervous at all. I am confident and just
meditate?
Control. And I believe it's just all having control of your thoughts.
That's amazing because a guy your size and like with your voice,
there's a lot to me, people. Yeah,
you'd think that you're just like all day on Sunday, just pumping iron and just get.
That's why I call myself a mental machine, and like, that's not. I read all the time, and like I'm.
What do you read?
I'm a lot of big onto like just positivity books, Law of Attraction, and
The Secret.
I lived my life. The Secret changed my life years ago.
Wow, look at you.
People don't have. I contribute everything I have to the book, The Secret, believe it or not, and many other different forms of stuff like that. But I believe we have control over our thoughts, and
you think and that kind of shapes your destiny, you think?
Yeah, really firmly. I'm a big believer in all that our thoughts are energy, and the whole life is all about energy. So that stuff will all come out in time with Ryback.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now we're a little more just a caveman stage. So
right. Right now it's like, what do you mean he talks?
Yeah, we've been very limited on what we've done. So
you should be a motivational speaker though, because like when a little guy is like, "Oh, the power of positive thinking," everybody's like, "Shut this guy up." Yep. If you come out there and you're like, "Oh, it works,"
it needs a little more.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, whatever you say.
No, that's actually one of my goals is to actually do that.
To be after this.
Even during this. So I want to be with WWE. I'm here like. No matter if I go in and I'm lucky enough to do some movies and whatnot.
Yeah.
And, I want to stay here, and I want to be a part of WWE for the rest of my life. And I've told them that, like, it's, in some capacity.
How old
or
are
another.
you?
I'm 31.
And you're ready to make that commitment.
Yeah, like I grew up since I'm 5 years old. I've loved WWE, and I'm all about it. And,
Who'd you like growing up?
Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels were my two, but Razor Ramon was number one. Believe it or not,
Razor was number one.
I loved Razor, and I just talked about this over there. It's
Did you like him as a bad guy or as a good guy?
both.
Okay.
I just thought he was the coolest thing walking on the planet, and I used to listen to his theme song over and over again and do the little Cool is one of the coolest characters in my mind still to this day.
So then, what motivated you to just get jacked up? Like, what motivated you to become a big, or are you just a naturally big dude?
I've always been big. When I was a kid, I had the kids in my neighborhood. I always had like a muscle on my forearm, a hole in my forearm, and a peak in my bicep without ever touching a weight. Or
wow.
Kids used to say, "What's wrong with you?" And I don't know.
I can destroy you. That's what's wrong with me.
Bump on my arm, and I was always growing up the fastest kid. I always did the best in all the sports, like always number one picked in school and all that good stuff. And I was very fortunate. And I've always just worked really, really hard, been very athletic, and been blessed with that. But yeah, it's when I got older, I saw I got into weights my freshman year in high school. They threw me in the weight room. I think I put on 35 pounds my first year.
Wow.
And I remember kids were just like, "What the hell?" And it's I just fell in love with it. And then as I got older, I ate and I got bigger. And but I knew to do this, I had to be really. If I want to do this, I want to be the best. I want to be the biggest. So it's.
Is it true that Vince McMahon is a fan of yours? Like from when you were young? That's what all the internet nonsense is.
Wait, what is it now? I'm not.
That Vince McMahon is a fan of yours, meaning like they always used to say, well, Vince McMahon's very high on him. So
I've heard. I get along. Unbelievably great with Vince McMahon.
You do.
And Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, and I don't bother them. I don't. I do as I'm told, and it's one of those things. A lot of people bother them all the time and go and for all the wrong reasons. Anytime I ever am going to speak with him, it's because it means something, and I don't throw that opportunity away. And
so you don't sit there and be like, well, Vince, I was in the world title match. How come I'm not in a world title match tonight?
But if something truly does mean something to me, and I feel like I need to say something, then and he knows that about me, then I'll go in and speak about it. So before I debuted, I was doing the dark matches and all the live events, but they weren't doing anything with me on TV yet, and I just had enough. I was like, I'm watching all these other guys do. I'm like, I'm ready to go now. I need to be on TV and doing this, and I just walked right into their office, and Hunter and Vince were in there, and I just said, "Can we please talk?" And they gave me the time, and it's like I want to be the guy. I'm ready to go, and I'll never forget. I said something. I said, I'm ready to go for this company, something along the lines of that. And he stopped me and he goes, "Our company," and that's when I knew right then. I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
No, it's our company. I'm going to be a part of our company.
So how great does it feel when you're on? First of all, were you nervous when you started Skip Sheffield? That doesn't have the same Ryback.
Oh no, it sucks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's,
you're like a big muscular cowboy dude.
It was. I do believe if we would have stuck with that, and I was on my I would make the most of it and would have made it work. But
of course you do. Power positive thinking.
Positive thinking is, but it was one of those things. Dusty Rhodes. I was always kind of Ryback, and I was doing Ryback before in developmental, and it was a little more Terminator based and a little different than what you're seeing right now. But Dusty Rhodes wanted me to do something a little different and just to go all out and be funny, and he knew I can do some funny things, and so I came up with this whole Skip Sheffield thing. And, little did I know, it got really, really over down in FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling. And, that's what got me noticed to get me up here. And because they always said, get over down there, we'll give you a shot up here to get over because you're learning what to do. Because it's much more than, the wrestling is very important, but to get over is hard nowadays. So that guy got over down there doing that, and they picked me for that NXT show. I think we were like week 2 or 3, and then, and Vince McMahon came up to me, and I remember at the time my heart it would kind of suck because I wanted to give that a shot because that's what I was doing. He goes, "You're not going to be doing this. You're going to make me millions and millions of dollars being yourself."
He said that?
Yeah, and he goes, "We're going to get rid of this." He goes, "Don't do it right away, but slowly let's." So I was like, okay.
But that's got to feel good when Vince McMahon says we're going to make millions and millions of dollars with you because that means that you also get some of that money,
But at the same time, I was wondering, well, what the hell? I got this stupid name still, And I was like, this name is gonna.
Oh, so he's like, no, you're not going to be the goofy guy, but you're
But
still going to be Skip
Skip Sheffield,
and wear a
because I've
cowboy
already
hat.
debuted on TV, and
Oh.
we were just gonna ditch all the.
But not change your name.
Yeah, and so
Oh.
that's when Nexus started. I was
Yeah.
still, Skip Sheffield, and I
The
was
monstrous Skip
Yeah,
Sheffield.
anybody with the first name Skip, it's hard to take seriously. Granted, I'm sure there's some real tough guys out there named Skip, but perception-wise, from a selling standpoint, it's hard to sell the name Skip.
Yeah.
So when that injury happened in about a year and a half, it was a blessing in disguise because it allowed people to forget, about that and to come back as my own identity. So.
And how amazing is the feeling when you're in the ring and you start moving your arm and like quick, the whole crowd is chanting "Feed me more." Like you're there. Like and I think it kind of took everybody off guard because they're going, well, this guy is getting pushed to the main event and he's barely ever been on TV. But there's aside from John Cena at this moment, who's more over than him?
Yeah.
It's like it's not a deniable thing.
I'm very thankful for it, and the fans have been absolutely great. I came back actually when I was coming back. I was just doing the arm thing before the Feed Me More stuff started, and a lot of people, that guy looks stupid just moving his arms. And it was when the Feed Me More started, I started that. I was like, I'm just going to time it because I feel like it's me. It's all the whole power, positive thinking, energy thing. You're going to laugh at this.
It is.
But even tied into my entrance, when I come out of my entrance, that whole arm thing that people are so confused about is me collecting energy in the arena.
Oh, my God.
That you would probably not even remotely think.
It's like collecting through the palms?
Collect it and then collect the whole entire energy, and then I just, bam, into myself to wake me up, and that's where the whole wake up and all that.
And you really feel that?
I feel it.
That's you.
It's me. I remember I had to explain to Vince, they wanted to know why. They were like, why do you do that? Because it's unique. Obviously, if you don't, it looks like you could just be warming up, but no, it's all energy-based to me. And I told him that, and I knew there was a shot he wasn't going to get. He goes,
tell me this.
That's cool.
He did?
Yeah.
When you explained it to him, were you wearing your gear?
No, this was actually earlier in the day.
Oh, because I'm trying to picture like you after a match in the Ryback singlet. You don't understand.
Yeah.
It's the power of
positive
energy.
thinking, energy. Yeah, it's all tied together.
With the Ryback arm strips on. Or
yeah,
whatever.
so no, but it was just workout clothes. And but that whole thing is just me. Just it's all energy and just the whole thing.
That's amazing. Yeah. So when you go out and in the beginning and people are chanting Goldberg at you, are you starting to think, oh boy, like maybe this isn't going to work?
No, never. I knew that the whole reason that even started was because WWE.com, the great people over there, they messed up once with me, is they put a thing that I channel Ryback after like week 2 or 3. I channeled these 5 guys for my matches, but enough people saw it. It was up for like a week or 2.
Which 5 guys?
It was Goldberg #1, believe it or not.
And so what? And then the headline is a picture of you and Goldberg?
It was me and Goldberg like together, and like they probably thought it was a great, we can get this guy a rub from this. No, stupid idiots. It's the last thing I need. I don't want any help with any of this. And they had like other guys on there too, but that was the main one.
Yeah.
Literally the next week.
That's what started it.
That's when it started it. I'm a firm believer that's what started it.
And you're like, you can't. It doesn't work if you compare me to.
We don't like him if and I heard Vince doesn't like the chants or didn't like him. I'm like, well, we got to have some control over this. And we're like, why? So, but it never bothered me. I knew that fans were very loyal to him because he was the top of WCW.
Of course.
Came in here and had a good run.
But when Goldberg was the top of WCW, nobody was sitting there going, Goldberg's like Stone Cold.
Yeah.
And then because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It sucks though that you kind of have to you create this character and you hone it and then somebody else can kind of fuck with it over here.
But I knew again positive thinking and it was I knew in time people would become loyal to me and it would get rid of it, and we've done that. And last week it's just pretty much now a Monday Night Raw thing. There'll be a few smart Alex that they'll try to do Goldberg, but it gets overwhelmed instantly with Feed Me More. So
why, when they're setting up WrestleMania and you're wrestling Mark Henry at WrestleMania, the world's strongest man, why did they first do that thing where you were supposedly in the tag match against the Shield and then like they just announced you for it and then they pull you from it and like
I was expecting to do double duty. I didn't know. That would have been pretty cool.
Because they were setting up the Mark Henry thing already.
Yeah,
and then they announce you from the tag and then they pull you from the tag.
Yeah, I don't know. WWE, it's one day this, one day the next. You never know what you're going to get. So I do want my revenge on the Shield eventually, because that is unfinished business. But I think from a career-defining moment standpoint for me shell-shocking Mark Henry at WrestleMania is going to be.
That's the moment
for
people
me, that's
are waiting
gonna be,
for.
Yeah, and it's going to be something that's going to be replayed, years and years ahead. And
Here's my question, real quick, because I think we're running out of space on our cart. But when you shell-shocked Albert, way back, and you couldn't get him up, was that just a slip? Was that them testing you?
I have to this day. it still blows my mind that happened. That was one of those things. He's a large man, anyways. Weight-wise, though, it was never an issue. But with the larger guys, I usually muscle the guys up over my head. The guys with the larger stomachs, I got to tuck my head because I can't.
Right,
you can't pick up. It's just physically impossible.
Yeah.
So, and we had just done it the week before on SmackDown, no problem.
Yeah.
Actually, then Raw came around, and a lot of people. I don't like to use excuses, but I was definitely sick that day. Just flu, just miserable, but still. Strength-wise, felt fine. Like I shouldn't have been a problem. I just believe I hooked my head high on him that day. I didn't get low enough.
Gotcha.
And he would never go out there and try to sabotage anything. And if that was a test, it didn't bother me at all. I say I'm a home run hitter. I go out there and swing for the fences. We've taken a lot of chances with this whole thing. Me picking up 2 guys numerous times.
And it works.
So sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. So.
You're a very interesting guy, Ryback.
Thank you, man.
I'm glad we talked.
Me too. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.